And now let's meet our championship finalists. We'll start with the non-starters for the visiting Calvary Christian Academy Lady Eagles with a record of 23 wins and 6 losses. Number 4, Kalia Gator. Number 12, Ayana Lewis. And number 20, Brianna Brown. The non-starters for the home Lake Highland Prep Lady Highlanders with a record of 24 wins and 4 losses. Number 2, Pooja Gupta. Number 11, Bree Rivera. Number 12, Ari Woodard. Number 13, Stephanie Ingram. And number 21, Frances Libby. Introducing the starters for the Lady Eagles at guard, 5'8" sophomore number 0, Naila Clark. For the Lady Highlanders at guard, 5'8" junior number 1, Alicia Carter. For the Lady Eagles at guard, 5'8" senior number 1, one of the captains, Samiyah Briggs.
Good afternoon from the RP Funding Center in Lakeland, home of Championship Saturday. And today we're going to crown the 4A state champ as Calvary Christian Academy Eagles take on the 2-time defending state champ, the Lake Highland Prep Highlanders. Mike Cairns and Andrick Frazier with you courtside, getting ready for what should be a good one here this afternoon. Let's take a look at how both these got into today's championship game. Lake Highland Prep just cruised into the championship game. Palm Bay in the regional finals was their toughest test. But as for Calvary Christian, a big win over Monterey Lakes Academy. Basket at the buzzer to beat them, and then went out and knocked off Bishop Kenny, the 2 seed, to get here into the championship game. Some of the key players that we'll be focusing on this afternoon. Start with the senior. There's Nyla Harris, and she has been outstanding. 17 points a game, but more impressively, 57% from the field. She's averaged a double-double, the 35th best recruit in the nation in the class of 2020. Her running mate, the sophomore Lexi Blue, averaging over 11 points a game, but 40% from beyond the three-point arc, and she was impressive in the semis with a double-double to go along with 7 assists.
No, this is a ball club that took 23 free throw attempts in the semifinal. Nyla Harris, a 6'2" senior, 23 points and 13 rebounds to go along with 5 blocks. This team is going to get after you defensively, Mike.
All right, on the other side for Calvary Christian, they're led by the outstanding senior Samiyah Briggs, averaged over 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists a game. She put up 17 and 5 with 5 steals in the 4A semifinals. It was an impressive performance.
5'8" senior leads a balanced attack that held Bishop Kenny to 28% shooting from the field. If they're going to have any success in slowing down the Highlanders, they're going to get a great defensive effort this morning.
All right, take a look at the starting lineups. Let's start with Calvary Christian. There's Markelly Jones-Tynes along with Briggs, Schnell, Naila Clark, and Jocelyn Gagnon. A couple of sophomores to go along with a freshman and a pair of seniors for head coach George Adams, who comes in his 7th season as the Calvary Christian head coach, has won over 100 games after spending 25 seasons as Dillard assistant coach, and he comes into his first championship game. On the other side for Lake Highland Prep, their lineup looks like this. Sierra Gobble, Alicia Carter, Camilla DuPoul, Masonette, along with Blue and Harris. Again, a couple of sophomores and a pair of seniors to go with a junior in the lineup for Al Honor. 11th season as the head coach of the Highlanders, won over 260 games. His 7th title game appearance. They're 4-2 in the championship game, and they are the back-to-back defending state champs. You are set, and so are we as we get ready for the tip, and it's controlled by the Highlanders, and we're underway here in the 4A state championship here on Spectrum Sports as Lexi Blue moves the ball around, and we'll get things started in this 4A state game. 3 ball on the way, a little bit too strong. Fight for the loose ball underneath, and it's tied up to get us going here.
See Calvary Christian starting off with a tight zone, giving up a lot of height and size to the Highlanders. Want to try to make them 4 shots from the outside.
The Highlanders are that impressive press. That's what got them in the semifinals. And the steal, that was a little too strong. Rebounded by Calvary Christian. Back the other way they come. Samiyah Briggs with the ball in her hand. And the Highlanders will definitely put the press on them all game. They got out to a big lead in the semifinals with that press, and they just ran away with it from there.
They want to play solid half-court defense, force you to turn the basketball over. But if they get easy shots on the other end, you're going to have to face full-court pressure for 32 minutes, and it will not be a fun evening for the Eagles.
Markelly Jones tying the three-pointer on the way by Gagnon. That one is just a little bit short. And back the other way come the Highlanders, but the ball tipped from behind. And the Eagles will come back the other way. Gagnon in the lane, right hand, no good. Foul's called.
See a little bit of the versatility on that possession there by Harris, grabbing the rebound and attempting to go the length of the floor. But great job by the Calvary Christian guards running behind the calls the turnover in there. Attacking the basket. Calvary Christian has to find ways to get easy baskets against the size and athleticism of this Highlander defense.
Jocelyn Gagnon, the sophomore, is the one player you don't want to foul. She's shooting over 80% from the free throw line on the season. See her season stats have been some good ones too. Good young player. They're really looking forward to watching her growth within the program.
She even chews her gum with Moxie.
So the 4 points on the board this afternoon, and the Highlanders are going to work. Harris, the three ball on the way from Alicia Carter, hit a couple of those in the semifinals to get them going, but that one just a little bit too strong, and they break the press. Briggs kicks it out to Gagnon. Gagnon on the way for three. That one's short. Eagles fight for the loose ball.
Right now, all the hustle points right now are going for the Eagles.
Sierra Gottbolt on the move. Gottbolt gives it up. Harris. Three ball on the way. Again, a little bit too strong. That's Camilla DePool, Masonette.
You know, this is a ball club that can make shots from the outside, but they have to take advantage of their size. Here, the Highlanders.
Great run by Markelly Jones-Tynes, but a little bit too strong. I don't think the press right now is having much of an effect on Calvary Christian because they're getting the ball out and moving it so quickly to kind of avoid them getting set up, Andrew.
It's tough to press unless you score.
Good point. Gottbolt. Elaine kicks it out. Alicia Carter for three. Harris with a big rebound. Go back to stick it up. Can't get it to go. And the Eagles come down with the basketball. Markelly Jones-Tynes the other way. Saved by Samiyah Briggs, and they reset. Just underway here in the 4A State Championship game. Glad you could join us this afternoon on Spectrum Sports. Three ball straight on look. That one just a little bit too strong from Elizabeth Schnell. Made over 90 three-pointers on the season. Definitely one of their best three-point shooters. Nice move through the lane by Lexi Blue. Collects her own rebound, puts it back up, and the Highlanders are on the board this afternoon.
This is where they're dangerous. Good job by the Eagles, taking their time, breaking the pressure.
Markelly Jones-Tynes for three. Rebound by Nyla Harris. Harris, straight down the lane. Harris made it look easy with that basket.
No resistance at all on that dribble drive.
Had 23 points and 13 rebounds in just 21 minutes of work in the semifinal. That was Nyla Harris's day. After the miss, Highlanders back the other way. Early minutes, opening quarter. This 4A State Championship game. Mike Cairns and Rick Frazier with you here on Spectrum Sports. 4-2 lead for the Highlanders. Gottbolt looking for more as they continue to fire away from three. Rebound collected by Naila Clark.
Looks like the Eagles are really content with allowing the Highlanders to take long-range shots.
They were effective from three in the semifinal. That three ball is going to come up short. Nyla Harris, one-on-one. Sidestep, but couldn't get it to go. And here come the Eagles.
Well, neither one of these teams are shooting the ball on on fire so far this afternoon, partner.
Combined 2 for 18 until that shot went down. That was Markelly Jones-Tynes. And timeout going to be called here with 3:13 left to go. And tied up at 4. Take a look at the playoff history of these two teams. For the Eagles, 7 playoff appearances, 10-6 in the postseason. Until today, their best finish, the regional finals back in 2014. But then you flip it over, and their opponent, they are no stranger to where they are today. 29 playoff appearances, 58 wins in the postseason. The best finish, of course, state champions, and they've done that 5 times, including the last 2 years. They are an impressive squad, and Al Honor has done a tremendous job with that program.
On the doorstep of a three-peat, but right now he's not happy with his ball club's performance on the offensive side of the ball. Just settling for the easy shots right now. 0 for 6 from behind the arc.
I got to tell you, I'm kind of impressed by the way the Eagles came in, Hendrick. I mean, this is their first appearance ever in a state championship game. They draw the 2-time defending state champs, and it doesn't look like they're nervous at all.
Well, not at all. And one of the things is, they're allowed to sit back and not be under pressure, especially sitting in this zone. So if they can handle pressure, they'll be fine.
They've done great handling the zone and the press so far, as Harris got 2 more points this afternoon. Gagnon gets inside, tried to go around Lexi Blue, but Nyla Harris comes down with a rebound. The Highlanders with Lexi Blue on the press, or on the push, excuse me. They do like to get out and run. They are a lot of fun to watch.
Harris right now is grabbing everything that comes off the rim. She's going to have 10 rebounds before this quarter's over at this rate.
Brianna Brown checking in for the Eagles. There's a look at Nyla. Louisville in her future. Not a bad place. Gottbolt in the corner. There's the first 3 ball. Alicia Carter hit a couple of those in the semis. Got the stroke going there. It's 9-4. Lake Highland. Jones-Tynes backing things up. Resetting the play. Brianna Brown, who checked in, led the team with 9 rebounds in the semis, so put some height in there as Gagnon too strong. And Brown immediately fighting underneath with Alicia Carter for that rebound. Godbolt, nice collection, but couldn't get it to go. As Jones-Tynes comes up with a rebound, she's going to push 3-on-2, going the other way. She pulls up, got it.
Nice pull-up jumper in transition. 5'9" freshman there showing you she's not afraid.
Not at all. Pretty square up and got it to go down. 9-6 early here. Long 3-ball on the way, and that one rattles out. Bree Rivera, who just checked in, pushed it around. There's Lexi Blue for 3. Nice rebound underneath by Alicia Carter, but slapped away. As Kayla Gator got a piece of it. Gator, number 4, is definitely their defensive energy off the bench. Blue trying to get around her. Brianna Brown fighting with her for the rebound. Talking to Coach Adams about number 4, Kayla Gator. High energy defender, gives the team such a spark off the bench, and she'll guard anybody. It doesn't matter. You can see she's only 5'1". Wow. In the semis, some of the things she did with some of the better players, some of the higher scoring players, was impressive.
One of those defenders that can really get up under your skin. No pun intended.
I mean, she can play a lot of different positions. Don't let the 5'1" fool you. She's running the point right now. As Samiyah Briggs with the ball, she pulls up. That one's just a little bit too strong. Elizabeth Schnell collects a loose ball and hands it off to Gator. That's Brianna Brown. Thought about a 3 for a minute and pulled it back out as Gator checks the clock. Coming up on 30 seconds left in this opening quarter with Lake Highland up by 3. Gator picked up the dribble. Iona Lewis is checked in as well, number 12 for the Eagles. Giving some of the starters a blow. This second unit saw plenty of action in the semifinals. Gator tries to get around, flips the ball up, no good, and then gets her own rebound. Briggs short. And with 6 seconds left, it'll be Highlanders ball.
Well, we talked about if Calvary Christian wanted to have a chance to win this contest, they're going to have to be good defensively. Them having the ability to slow the game down, limit shot opportunities for the Highlanders, at least second chance opportunities, is going to be extremely useful in them coming out with the victory.
Lexi Blue for 3, and it just rolls over the top of the rim, and that's how the first quarter comes to an end. A much different look in the championship game than it was in the semifinals for Lake Highland, who got out to a 17-point lead on 7 turnovers in the first quarter of that semifinal. That's not the case here. They're in for a battle with the Eagles of Calvary Christian Academy. It's 9-6 at the end of 1 here on Spectrum Sports.
Including the complete official statistics from today's game. Visit FHSAA.com, the official website of the Florida High School Athletic Association. Discover who you want to be at Southeastern University. For enrollment and Southeastern Fire Athletics information, visit seu.edu.
Welcome to the 4A Girls State Championship game here on Spectrum Sports. We've played 1 quarter in the books, 8 minutes gone, and it's 9-6, the 2-time defending champs in the lead. But what a season it has been for the Eagles of Calvary Christian. Perfect in 2022. They're riding a 13-game win streak. They haven't lost since December 29th. They've got 9 wins by 30 or more points, scoring over 74 points a game during that streak. And they've come out against the 2-time defending champs here, Andrick. They've got the press. They handled the press, and now they got to get some points on the boards if they want to play with these guys.
They have weathered the storm. They surely have. They've only turned the ball over 2 times so far in this contest, and part of that has to do with their ability to keep the Highlanders off the board.
Yeah, the turnovers were a big problem for Booker against Lake Highland. 7 turnovers in the first quarter alone. That led to that 17-point advantage for Lake Highland, but that was not the case here. Andrick mentioned they are doing a good job handling the basketball. The only problem is now they got to get it in the basket, because once some of these players on Lake Highland start to get things going, especially when you got Nyla Harris out there, a lot of good things can happen.
I'm starting to wonder if maybe some of the facilities crew came and changed out the rims after the 2A championship game here earlier.
Eagles will get the ball back. Timeout to tie a shoe. Markaylee Jones-Tynes. Yeah, I think they watched, these girls were in the building watching the semifinal for Lake Highland Prep.
See, Mike, if you had those shoes, I bet you wouldn't have planner.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, if you had those, look, you could just walk literally on air.
If I had your shoe contract, I'd tell you to hit me up. What are you doing? That's cost me a lot of money.
Hey, man, at least you're on the good foot now.
That's right. Turnover going the other way for Lake Highland. And Lexi Blue will inbound to start the other way. Look at Al Honor. And walk it across the timeline. Alicia Carter. Take a look at the clock. Opening minutes of this second quarter here in the 4A state championship game. Lake Highland looking for a 3-peat. Calvary Christian looking for 1. And there's a big 3-ball. Alexi Blue. And it's 12-6.
Is really playing this 2-3 zone super tight. So if the Highlanders start knocking down anything from the outside, the floodgates could open up for them.
Samiyah Briggs collected the loose ball. Got an easy path to the basket for 2. 12-8 game there. They have let them shoot the 3 so far all afternoon, Andrick. They've tested both corners. They've tested the top.
And it literally looks like Coach Honors is perfectly fine with maybe taking a little air out of the ball just to make sure they get the exact shot they want against this zone.
There's a 3-ball on the way, and that one rattles up a big rebound by Harris. Kicks it back out. Camilla DePool Masonette couldn't get it to go, and Harris is right there for the rebound. That's a mismatch underneath, but she can't stick it back.
Harris so far with 11 rebounds, more rebounds than points nearly for the Highlanders.
Turnover by Schnell, and DePaul Masonette with the easy 2. It's 14-8, and that's the first time we've seen some problems with that pressure in the backcourt today. But as Andrick pointed out, it doesn't do you any good if you don't make any baskets.
And there's a big basket right there from long range.
Elizabeth Schnell knocks down the 3. If she gets going from long range, she's going to be dangerous. Over 41% from beyond. Made over 90 three-pointers on the year. Averaged almost 16 points a game. Inside was Alicia Carter, with the rebound coming back the other way. Naila Clark settles it down. Markaylee Jones-Tynes, she tries to get around. Carter flips it up and in.
What an aggressive move by Tynes.
Nice comeback by Calvary, down by 1. As they settle back down into that 2-3 zone, they really slowed the pace of this game down, Andrick.
Well, I think if you had any chance, you definitely didn't want to get into a running game with the Highlanders.
Almost picked off by Schnell. Carter fires. Got everything but the bottom of that basket, and then picked up by DePaul Masonette. She tried to wrap around, couldn't go. Naila Clark came down with a rebound, and a turnover there by the Eagles.
I know the Highlanders are getting these open looks, but they have to find a way to attack the basket. This is a team that took 23 free throws in the semifinal. And you're not going to take many free throws lacing it up from 19-9 every time down the floor.
Like that right there.
Or from 30.
That one looked good when it left her hands, but again, you're right. Bree Rivera trying to knock it down. She's in there for her three-point shooting because she is a three-point marksman.
I mean, partner, I could have probably blocked that shot from where she took it. She was so close to where we're calling this game from. She released 3.
And talking to the coach about her, very, very high ceiling for the sophomore. Averaged almost 12 points a game, 81% from the free throw line. She's Division I talent. Coach tells me, 11 points in the semis, plays with absolutely no fear. I know Coach Honor's really excited about the future for number 11. Schnell. There's Gator fighting underneath. Almost took it away from 2 Highlanders, and back comes Alicia Carter the other way. Blue, long range 3. That one way off the mark. And the Eagles will get the ball back.
I'm not sure what the record is for three-point attempts here in Lakeland, but we may be on the verge of seeing that broken this afternoon.
You might have to go to the archives for that one, partner, and look it up. Halfway through the second quarter, and it's a one-point basketball game. Schnell trying the other wing, and that time she connects, and the Eagles have themselves the lead.
Calvary here with the first lead of the contest.
DePaul Masonette, they continue to jack threes, and the Eagles will say, we'll take it. Briggs, she'll try a 3. That one a little bit too strong. Naila Clark battling for the rebound underneath. It'll be Eagles basketball as it goes off DePaul Masonette.
Harris checking back into the contest.
Gagnon goes out. Markaylee Jones-Tynes back in. Take another look.
Schnell here just with a couple of rhythm dribbles. Getting their feet up underneath her and then lacing it down from NBA range.
There she goes again. Elizabeth Schnell. (11-0) run for Calvary and a 19-14 lead. Inside and down goes DePaul Masonette. She'll go to the line.
Good job, that possession by DePaul Masonette, not settling for the three-point shot and attacking the rim. Calvary Christian here starting to build a little confidence in this final.
First points in a while for Lake Highland. Mentioned the 11-0 run by the Eagles. 19-15 DePaul Masonette. 9 points and 2 rebounds in the semifinals. for the sophomore. Gator brings it back the other way and hands it off to Jones-Tynes, who will reset the offense here with just under 3 minutes to go in the second quarter of this 4A Girls State Championship game. To the basket, knocked out. Bree Rivera was there, knocked it out of her hands, out of bounds. And they'll inbound on their own basket here. You see Schnell, they're pulling out the defense for her.
I think she thought about it there from the Mountain Dew square. It's not the NBA All-Star Weekend three-point contest. You don't get any extra points from shooting it from there, so she put the gun back in the holster.
Alicia Carter called for the foul. Only 2 team fouls on both of these squads. That was Carter's first. Hand back off to Jones-Tynes. Pulls up. A little bit too strong. Carter comes down with the rebound and pushes the other way.
What a job of sealing and pinning on that possession.
Stepped in front of Harris. Didn't give her a chance. Pass was good, but there were 2 blue jerseys in front of her when she came down with the ball. Carter for 3. Line drive, no good. Deep pool, Masonette gets inside for the basket and 1. Nice job by the sophomore, slipping inside 2 blue jerseys to grab the rebound on the stick back.
Very difficult sometimes to rebound out of a 2-3 zone, and just not a very good job of locating the body was Jones-Tynes. And the pool Masonette says, everybody wants to keep shooting threes, that's okay by me. See if I can get my rebound stats up.
2-point game, under 2 to go. Here at the RP Funding Center in Lakeland. Briggs, 1 step, couldn't get it to go. Nyla Harris comes down with a rebound. They're going to push. They got numbers. The pool Masonette calling for the balls wide open in the other corner, but Carter's going to take it. That's too strong. And DePaul Masonette comes down with a rebound. Another one for her. Another 3 ball on the way, and that time, Bree Rivera knocks it down.
No hesitation from Rivera.
Go back and forth we go. Little run for Lake Highland now, back up by 1.
I'll just take my 6'3" post player and have her pick up your point guard here right at half court.
Gator show and go, and then slapped out of bounds by Nyla Harris. Kayla Gator going to try to take Harris to the rack and found out otherwise.
I don't know if they serve Gator at the Palm, but the Palm sure served Gator on that one.
Step back, good. Jones-Tynes. Calvary back on top, under a minute to go.
You tell that young lady spends a lot of time in the gym working on her pull-up jump shots.
Jones-Tynes couldn't get it to go. Godbolt to Carter. Carter gets inside and she's fouled.
Just good transition basketball. Her kicking it ahead and attacking the rim. It's Carter.
There's a look at her stats on the year. Over 11 points a game, 40% from beyond the arc, and she knocks down the free throw. An 82% free throw shooter. She was 3 for 6 from beyond the arc in the semis. And still trying to find a little bit of that rhythm here today. Splits a free throw. Harris goes over the back of Briggs to try and get the rebound.
I think Briggs is going to be called with the foul on that possession.
Second on Samiyah Briggs. We'll keep an eye on that. Team's leading scorer, leading rebounder, leads the team in steals, so can't afford to lose her. Rivera for 3 from the corner. That doesn't go. Loose ball on the ground. Picked up by DePaul Masonette, who's collected just about every loose ball there, it seems, this afternoon so far.
Yeah, you may not want to invite her over and let her sit on your couch. Like, you know, you have the loose change, it just kind of falls in between the cushions. Such quick hands and a great nose for the basketball.
You assume I have loose change.
Yeah, that's a great point there, too. In your case, maybe loose Bitcoin or NFTs.
Brianna Brown thought about the three. Coming up on 20 seconds left to go in this first half. 21-21, been a really good first half. Schnell, and Harris is on her. She's going to look at the clock and they're going to hold for one. Looks like Schnell's going to be the one, but she gets double teamed, has to give it up. And a great job defensively by Lake Highland.
Not giving up an easy bucket, but the odds makers right now are biting their fingernails, partner. Not a lot of people thought this would be a tie game going into the half.
Absolutely. The two-time defending champs getting a game from Calvary Christian, making their first appearance in this 4A state championship game. And after 16 minutes at the RP Funding Center in Lakeland, we're tied at 21 here on Spectrum Sports.
From today's event on your social media accounts, tag the FHSAA and we'll retweet and share them. Follow the FHSAA on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat by searching for FHSAA. You can also like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/FHSAA. On the site, you can keep up with the teams and people who strive to make high school athletics in the state of Florida the best. That's facebook.com/FHSAA. Action photography of today's game is being provided by Mainline Events, the official photographer of the FHSAA. Please visit the on-site printing kiosk located inside the arena to view images from the game and take home prints. Be sure to keep up with all the exciting event coverage on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Mainline Events. Relive the action and share the memories with Mainline Events. We are proud to announce the Balfour Company is the official supplier of championship rings for the Florida High School Athletic Association. All participants in the FHSAA State Championship events qualify for a championship-style ring. Visit balfourfl.com for the keepsakes that last forever. Don't forget to visit the Team IP merchandising booth inside of the arena to purchase your official FHSAA Basketball State Championship souvenirs. Team IP, the official merchandise company of the FHSAA. Florida Dairy Farmers is a proud supporter of student athletes and their families. Farmers know it takes hard work and long hours to excel in the classroom and on the court. Visit floridamilk.com to see how dairy farmers across the Sunshine State work hard every day to provide fresh, wholesome milk. Eat like a Lakelander. Country Chicken and Fish is conveniently located on Kathleen Road and serves award-winning Southern favorites. Thank you to the following Championship Committee Gold supporters: Bluebell Creameries, Chick-fil-A, Country Chicken and Fish, Fred's Market, Fuzzy's Taco Shop, Glory Days Grill, Jimmy John's Gourmet Sandwiches, Lakeland Hotel Motel Association, Papa John's Pizza, and Walk-On's Restaurant. After the game, Visit Central Florida invites you to explore everything else Central Florida's Polk County has to offer. From thrilling rides at Legoland Florida Resort, to exotic animals at Safari Wilderness, to delicious local cuisine everywhere you turn. Plan your next trip at visitcentralflorida.com.
Welcome back to the RP Funding Center in Lakeland, site of the girls 4A state championship game this afternoon on Spectrum Sports. Mike Cairns and Andrick Frazier on the call for you, and this one is a good one. All tied up at the half between the Eagles and the two-time defending champ Highlanders. Take a look at the first half stats, partner. The thing that sticks out the most, how about more three-point attempts by both teams than field goal attempts?
That's typically not what you're used to seeing against teams who've been here before. Like, I would expect that maybe from Calvary Christian, a little bit of jitters, trying to get some easy buckets, but just not great shot selection in the first half by Lake Highland Prep.
And on that side, a couple of key players struggling. You have Alicia Carter, 1 for 11, and then on the other side, you got Samiyah Briggs, 1 for 7. Two key players that got to shoot the basketball better.
Two of your stars not getting things done, and Nyla Harris, only 5 shot attempts in the first half, 13 rebounds to go along with that. But what can you say about Schnell and Jones-Tynes? One of the things I think with key players when you want to play well is you got to do what you do really well. Elizabeth Schnell is a sniper, and she's taken shots when they've been available, and Jones-Tynes with the pull-up jump shots have been timely.
Getting set for the start of the second half, and you look at Orlando Pride, the most state titles in Orlando, and that belongs to Lake Highland Prep. They've got 5 and looking for 6 this afternoon, but the Eagles are having something to say about that right now, because as they take the floor for the next 8 minutes, we're tied up at 21 here in the RP Funding Center.
I would expect the ladies in red and white to have a little bit more emphasis on attacking the rim to start this third quarter.
They will start with the basketball as Sierra Godbolt will inbounds. Camilla DePool Masonette standing in front of her, and she'll collect the basketball, and we're underway here in the third quarter. Eagles set right down into that 2-3 zone. Carter fires the 3, and that one off the mark again.
And there you have one of the best players in the country sitting 8 feet away from the basket with a defender on her back, and you don't pass her the basketball.
1 for 12 now for Alicia Carter. Briggs is trying to get going as well. She hands off to Elizabeth Schnell, gets it back from Schnell. Briggs gets inside, and that's a good sign.
Great job of slipping the screen. Schnell drawing so much attention because of the hot hand from the outside. Smart freshman dives straight towards the rim to get the easy bucket.
2-point lead, first points of the second half. This time they get it inside to Harris, and Harris with the size advantage can't connect. Gets her own rebound, number 14, and sticks it back up and in.
That's the recipe down the court every time if you're in red and white.
They've got the big size advantage. There really is no match for her down below. And even if you do dump it down to her, it could open up some of your three-point shooting game too. She can kick it back out. Inside, Briggs got in again. Lake Highland's got the basketball. Lexi Blue comes back the other way. Blue has turned over to Elizabeth Schnell, 2-on-2. But that one a little bit too strong. She tried to get it to Naila Clark.
I think Blue made her mind up too early. She's going to pass the basketball to the left wing instead of just pulling it out in transition and swinging it around the horn.
Briggs for 3.
I think her foot was on the line just inside, but Briggs is a nice-looking basketball game.
Well, she's connected 2 for 2 here. To make that 2 for 3, she missed the one inside, but she's off to a good start here, nonetheless, in the third quarter. Loose ball, and Carter goes to the floor. Jones-Tynes on the foul. With the first team foul here in the second half. And the Eagles right inside. They stay in that 2-3 zone, but as you pointed out, there's Harris all day.
Basketball is not a difficult game. It's really not. Just get the ball to your best player in their scoring position and let them go to work.
Here comes Alicia Carter off the steal. That rolls off the rim, but no problem. Nyla Harris and the foul. Count it. She has gotten off to a great start here in the third quarter.
Not to be denied. Starting to eat off of the right side block.
Quickly into the scoring column for the 6'2 senior. Looking to make it 3, and that one comes up short. Jones-Tynes comes down with a rebound to Naila Clark. Jones-Tynes trying to spin around to Poole Masonette. And Alicia Carter collects the rebound. Back the other way come the Highlanders. Lexi Blue inside to Harris. Draws another foul. I have a feeling you might see some size get off the bench for Coach. I mean, Brianna Brown's the biggest player that they have inside on the post.
I don't think size is the issue. I think what they're going to have to do is one of two things. You're going to have to either come out of the 2-3 zone and actually start to try to front Nyla Harris with some help side, or you have to get more ball pressure on passers.
You got to do something to slow her down, because right now the Highlanders have figured out a way around that 2-3 zone, and it's number 22 that you're looking at right there is the reason why. Bends and fires, that one good. So give her 11. There's already a double-double here. With about 2.5 minutes gone in the third quarter. 28-25, Lake Highland on top. Kayla Gator, number 4, checked in for the Eagles. Harris pulled way out on Jones-Tynes.
Right, just want to make sure she keeps her in front, give her a little bit of space.
Swinging around, trying to get Schnell open for a 3. That's blocked by Lexi Blue. And here come the Highlanders. Godbolt inside to Blue. Kicks it outside. Open look at a 3 for Carter. That one off the mark. Boy, Blue, when she got the ball inside, should have put the basketball up.
Yeah, I think sometimes you're a little too unselfish. And I mean, when you're 6 foot that close to the rim, especially the way that the ball has not been falling from the outside for the Highlanders.
There's Lexi Blue. It fell down that time. And a big lead for the game, 31-25. An 8-0 run for Lake Highland in a timeout. See the 8-0 run the last minute and 22 seconds.
Here comes the hustle. Our official game ball brought to us by Wilson Sporting Goods.
As we take a look at the nationally ranked teams in Florida, Lake Highland Prep, the only one coming in at 15th. Their only losses came to nationally ranked teams, and you would expect that from an Al Honor coach team to play a very good schedule. Nothing gets you ready for a championship run, and you've been here back-to-back years and play a tough schedule.
We've really become spoiled here, I think, in the state of Florida with not only, you know, the level of athletes we've been able to produce, but honestly, the level of coaching that some of these programs have. What Coach Arnold's been able to do with this program, you know, is just amazing, especially after he took it over. Just, you know, the stability, and what I like is the progression and the maturation of players from year to year. You actually see them getting better. You see their basketball IQ increasing. It's not like he's getting an influx of transfers every year to make his team better. He is coaching his tail off.
And you can see that he's got such key players. If you just look at his roster, I mean, you've got a couple of sophomores starting in a state championship game. You got sophomores and freshmen coming off the bench, and Bree Rivera and Francis Liffey. He just reloads. He's not rebuilding at all.
You know, you got to keep the pantry stocked, you know. We do live in Florida just in case you have a hurricane. You know, you don't want to have to run to the store.
He always has the pantry restocked. You don't win as many state titles as the Highlanders have without that kind of pedigree in your system. Gator. Sidestepped, Gagnon. And that one rolled off. Another rebound for Nyla Harris.
Too long of a pass.
Jones-Tynes, with the steal, but she had the open look at the basket, and Jones-Tynes couldn't get it to go down.
Thought that was a good job of sprinting back on defense by the Highlanders. Tynes-Jones thought she had an uncontested layup.
Bree Rivera checks in for the Highlanders. Sarah Gottbolt will go to the bench. Jones-Tynes on the inbound. Schnell. Good job on Blue to get out there recognizing the shooter. And then Blue to the floor to grab the loose ball.
Making Schnell uncomfortable running her off the line. Great job of communication as well on that possession by Harris and Blue.
Yeah, nice hustle by Lexi. Gets out on the shooter, disrupts the shooter, and then gets the loose ball foul and gets the basketball.
You should put your shooter on the same side as your post player.
There's Blue again for three, and got it. Another three-pointer from that same spot for Lexi Blue. And Lexi Blue now in double digits.
Those were the shots that weren't falling down in the first half for the Highlanders.
34-25 lead. They're starting to open up some daylight here with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. A reach in by DePool Masonette. Second personal for her.
You know, part of the one thing we talked about a little earlier was the fact that this is the first year that FHSAA has done a reseed once the teams have met in the state Final Four. And I think that has really led to some quality basketball. Before, you know, it was predetermined which region you came out of, who you were going to play against. But I really do like this reseeding format. It gives us an opportunity to really try to pit the best teams against each other to crown who's the state champion.
And I think that's all any basketball fan wanted for years, Andrick. And we've even talked about it here in years past. Is that what you want, the best matchup when you get to this Final Four? You want to see in a championship game, you want to see two evenly matched teams.
And I'll be honest, I was not an advocate or the fan of the entire kind of like MaxPreps re-ranking to see who gets into a region, but I think we've gotten it right the last 2 years.
Bree Rivera knocks down the three, and the lead extended to 12 now by Lake Highland Prep. The Calvary Christian's got to find a way to get some buckets here. This one's going to get away from them pretty fast. Gator works inside, draws the foul from Harris, and she'll go to the line. She is a fun player to watch.
See here on the dribble penetration, and Gator understanding a much taller defender, utilizing a little change in pace, a little stop and go action there.
They see what she's done on the season. 5'1" junior. Gets some points there. That ended a 15-0 run by Lake Highland. And that one rolls off the rim. Lexi Blue's got the rebound. And Gator putting on a little pressure. Rivera short on the three, but guess who's there?
Nyla Harris with yet another rebound.
Wow. Rebounds piling up fast for number 22. I think you can really, what you had pointed out, once they found Harris in the low post, this has totally changed this game around.
Really allows things to be opened up, and you actually have better looks from the outside. It makes the rotations longer. And again, the pull-up jump shot by Jones-Tynes.
Beautiful shot.
This is a lost art in basketball. Instead of getting to the rim or shooting a floater, I'm going to take 1-2 dribbles and pull up.
Sierra Godbolt checks back in. DePool Masonette will go out. Take a look at Markaylee Jones-Tynes on the season. She had 11 points and 3 rebounds in the semifinal win. It's down by 10 now. But Lake Highlands starting to crank it up. Carter with Gator bothering her, gets it to Harris, and Harris takes it right to the rack.
Blew right past the freshman.
15 points for the senior. There's that pull-up jumper again. Jones-Tynes, back-to-back pull-up jumpers. 2 pretty shots in a 10-point game once again. She has 13 to lead the Eagles.
This is like poetry in motion, and she's only a freshman.
Here
comes Brianna Brown into the game. You look at Jones-Tynes. 5'9" freshman. Leads the team in assists. Almost 10 points a game for her freshman season. Sends it ahead to Schnell. Schnell gets inside, gets her own rebound because Harris ran by her. So she's able to collect the missed shot and put it back up and in. Still a double-digit lead, though, for Lake Highland. Blue. Gagnon stepped out on her and went right to the rack. Lexi Blues had a nice second half as well. Final seconds of the third quarter, loose ball. Jones-Tynes on the floor, along with Alicia Carter.
And Carter got stuck there with the reach in.
So the Eagles will have 11 seconds. Gagnon had the ball slip her through her hands into the backcourt.
That's not necessarily a backcourt. She didn't never had possession. She kind of gave herself away.
Yeah. She gave the ball up before the call.
Yeah.
Taylor Gator coming back in.
Go directly in the post.
Harris is calling for it. They go out to Blue of the wing for 3, and that is well short. Carter with the save. There's still time left. Bree Rivera tried to hoist up the 3, but that wouldn't have counted. And that's how the third quarter comes to an end. So a nice third quarter for the 2-time defending state champs as they get powered by a 15-0 run at one point. As you take a look, outscoring Calvary Christian Academy 25-12 in their biggest quarter so far in this 4A state championship game. And we're done with 3 here on Spectrum Sports at the RP Funding Center in Lakeland. It's 46-33, Lake Highland Prep.
Connected to the interscholastic competition by becoming an FHSAA contest official. There's a need for officials at all levels in all sports, and you can help fill those needs. We invite you to join the thousands of men and women in the FHSAA contest official program who play vital roles in the integrity of interscholastic competition. If you're interested, contact the Florida High School Athletic Association office in Gainesville.
Welcome back to the RP Funding Center in Lakeland. Mike Aarons, Andrick Frazier on the call here of this girls 4A state championship game. The 2-time defending champs with a 25-point third quarter, outscoring Calvary Christian 25-12, and they own a 46-33 lead. And one of those reasons is right there, number 22. You talk about high-profile recruits signed with Louisville, 35th best senior ranked in the nation, 8th best senior, and surpassed 1,000 points in the state semifinals. She has been impressive. She was impressive last year when we saw her here, and she's equally as impressive this year, and she is going to have an outstanding collegiate career.
15 points, 18 rebounds, and how about a dime to add to the stat line?
Alicia Carter knocks down that 3 and extends the lead to the largest here of the afternoon, 16 points. Pull up by Jones-Tynes has been affected from that spot. She was off the mark there, as that's the way the fourth quarter starts here at the RP Funding Center in Lakeland.
Highlanders finally finding their shooting stroke after shooting 16% from 3 in the first half. They're now 5 for their last 9.
And give the Highlanders credit, they have shut down Elizabeth Schnell, who was destroying them from beyond the arc in the first half. But they have stepped out on her every opportunity she's gotten the ball in a place to shoot.
You have to run shooters off the line.
Carter hoisted up a 3. And Brianna Brown comes down with a rebound. Here comes Gagnon back the other way. Open look at a 3. That one's good. That was Samiyah Briggs. Briggs has been awfully quiet. They've done a good job of frustrating her this afternoon. Jones-Tynes to Schnell with an open look, and she puts it up and in. So quick 5 points there. It's 49-38.
No, Rivera has a green light, but you got to make sure that young lady touches the basketball when she has a blue jersey on her back.
And number 22 continues to pile up points. 17 on the afternoon, 18 rebounds. What an afternoon for Nyla Harris. The timeout called.
Freaky is a way of life for us at Jimmy John's.
The timeout with 6:27 to go, and what a season for the Eagles. Yes, soaring to new heights. The playoff history. They see a couple of regional semifinals, made it to the finals in 2014. That's the farthest they had been until this year. And they are in the state Final Four, now into the championship game for the first time in school history. And congratulations to the Eagles, because they have an impressive group of young players like Markaylee Jones-Tynes. We've seen her. Brianna Brown, freshman, who's out there on the floor as well. Sophomore Naila Clark, sophomore Jocelyn Gagnon. There are a lot of young players who are getting some valuable state basketball experience against one of the best teams in the country. And they're holding their own. That's a good sign for years to come.
Only 3 seniors on this ball club. A lot of great pieces. But for some odd reason, I don't think the fight's left out of the Eagles in this contest.
Yeah, Lake Highland has certainly turned things around, and you can't say it enough what they did with Nyla Harris. Starting to go to the post more, opened up more open shots for them. Then they started to knock down threes, and there's a reason for it. She has taken over this ball game, and Lake Highland has turned it into a 14-point lead with another one coming from Alicia Carter.
I think with the emphasis on really trying to feed the basketball into the post, it's really started to wear down physically on the Eagles as well.
And there's a turnover. Now that Lake Highland pressure. Starting to take over here. Timeout. Al Honor wants to talk to his girls. 15-point lead, 6:18 left to go. Finally got one of the rare turnovers from the Eagles. Eagles have not turned the ball over a lot.
No, just a cross-court pass there. The Highlanders did a great job of taking away the middle on the press break opportunity.
Coming up after this one, the 5A state championship game. Bishop Moore taking on American Heritage. We'll have the call for you here on Spectrum Sports. Looking forward to that matchup amongst these state finals here. Fans in the house at the RP Funding Center. Enjoying some basketball here on a Saturday in Lakeland. 53-38, 6 minutes to go. Bree Rivera is tied up. But the possession arrow in favor of Lake Highland, as is everything so far in this second half. They've turned things around. We were tied going into the second half. But a 25-point third quarter, and they outscored the Eagles by 13, kind of really set the tone and turned this thing around.
And now they're actually starting to trap the side and the wings on entry passes, making it a little bit more difficult to see a clear line of sight into Harris on the post.
Another timeout called here with 6:03 left to go in this 4A state championship game. '29 playoff appearances for Lake Highland Prep, 58 postseason wins, and 5 state championships. Looking for number 6 here. This would be their 3rd in a row. It is an impressive organization and program that Coach Honor, as you mentioned, we got some great coaches here in the state of Florida. And you see so many great programs and sometimes you don't recognize the face behind the program. And you look at Lake Highland Prep, you got to think of what Al Honor's done with that team.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's difficult enough to be able to have the talent, right, to get here, but you have to be able to coach and put all the pieces together. You know what? You also got to stay healthy. And they've been doing this time and time again this decade.
Beautiful shot. You can see the outside game by Nyla Harris. Harris with the steal. And gets it out to Alicia Carter, and she drops into 3, and now everything is going in for the Highlanders.
Now turn into the Nyla Harris show.
Harris got a quick jumper, then a steal and an assist, all in a matter of seconds. That's going to be on Lexi Blue.
Nyla Harris here against the Prestige, utilizing her quickness and picking off the play. You know what? Body control, not to draw the offensive foul. Finding the open teammate in the corner for the deep pocket 3.
It's 4 3-pointers for Carter on the afternoon. 4 of 13 from beyond the arc. Jones-Tynes at the line, the freshman. Second one on the way. And that one in. But a ways to go. Down by 18 with 5:18 to go. And a turnover there. George Adams' squad trying to get back into this one. They've got a ways to go. It is Lake Highlands basketball. Originally, the Eagles were stepping out of bounds.
Next foul's call. Both teams will be in the bonus.
First half, we didn't even get close. It seemed like the way things were going, there was a lot of shots that weren't going in, but it was pretty clean as far as the fouls were concerned. This is a little bit different now. The Poole Masonette with the inbounds. The
Dangerous pass. It can't go middle.
Carter gives it up wide open underneath. That's just too easy. Gator on the open floor. Gator trying to get around Carter, and she gets it up and in with the right hand. Nice little run by Kyla Gator.
Nice
Blue.
penetration.
Nice job by Lexi Blue getting inside. One of our profile players to watch. She has been as advertised, as has Nyla Harris. But the one girl who's really having some issues today is Samiyah Briggs. They have really done a good job on her defensively. Jones-Tynes with a fade.
How about the ball handles there? If she would have used the glass, I may have fallen out of my chair.
Another 3 from that corner for Alicia Carter, 5th of the game. She likes that spot. Yeah, George Adams, he wants to take a timeout and talk to his girls. Down by 23 with 4:04 left to go.
There's a difference between shooters and makers, right? So I think we saw a shooter in the first half. We're talking about Carter, but she has turned into a maker to help pull this lead further ahead for the Highlanders.
Well, don't they tell shooters that you can't score if you don't shoot?
Listen, when I coach, now I don't like shooters, I like makers, and there's a difference. That young lady's made a lot of shots in practice, a lot of shots in games in order for Coach Arnold to have the confidence in her to continue shooting after the start that she had in the first half.
Well, it's easy to be a shooter when you got number 22 underneath the basket as a collector.
You got a point there, too. Someone to pick up the shells, the spent casings, right?
Yeah, exactly. And those two girls right there, Lexi Blue and Nyla Harris, that is a nice backcourt to have, or front court to have, excuse me, because those two have done a lot of damage under the basket. And Nyla Harris has just done everything as advertised here this afternoon.
And I think we may have seen the last bit of Nyla Harris this afternoon with the lead in play.
Her last minutes of high school, but they're going to be remembered, that's for sure. Jones-Tynes called for the foul. It's her second. So Lexi Blue will go to the line. And she knocks it down.
This truly has been a tale of two halves as it relates to shooting the basketball for Lake Highland Prep.
17 points for Lexi Blue, 18 points for Alicia Carter, and then the double-double by Nyla Harris. And that's pretty much all you need to know about what Lake Highland's done today.
And really just, again, quality shots taken in the second half, starting with feeding the post, loosening up the zone a little bit, then letting it rain from the outside.
Oh, that one was down and out for Jones-Tynes. Back the other way comes Alicia Harris. Or excuse me, Alicia Carter inside. Wouldn't go by DePaul Masonette. And here comes Elizabeth Schnell back the other way for the Eagles. Final 3 minutes of this 4A state championship game. That one knocked out of bounds. Eagles will retain possession. And have we seen the last of Nyla Harris's high school career, because she goes out in a flurry, if you want to put it that way. 21-18, just a day's work.
That's it. No, nothing major.
Samiyah Briggs to the line.
For the line, number 1, Samiyah Briggs.
Gets it to go. She was everything this year as you look at Nyla Harris. She's got plenty of reason to smile. The young lady had not only an outstanding game, but just had an outstanding high school career.
She can't be bashful now. She got to get used to seeing herself on the big screen. She's going to be performing like this night in and night out.
Yeah, the stage only gets bigger from here for number 22. It's been a pleasure watching her play. 3 minutes to go. And they're going to keep firing away from 3.
The senior,
Pooja Gupta, who just stepped into the game, the 5'10 junior. Knocked it down. They keep most of the starters out there. Carter's still out there. Godbolt, DePaul Masonette, and Blue. And Gupta they put in there. And then for the Eagles, you got Schnell, Jones-Tynes, Samiyah Briggs, Jocelyn Gagnon.
Wonder if Coach Honor knows Nyla needs 2 more rebounds to get to 20 and 20.
Nice to see her back in. We both thought maybe she might be done for the day. Grabbed the water bottle, but you know what? With all the work she's been doing.
There's 19.
21-19. Careful there. She stepped off the court. Gagnon up and in. Timeout called by George Adams. Full timeout here. 21-19 for Nyla Harris. And with 2:27 left to go, the Eagles getting instructions from George Adams. And there's you're looking at one of the key players in the game. One of the best in the state of Florida and in the country. 6'2 senior Nyla Harris on her way to Louisville. Over 1,000 points entering today. Currently with 21 points and 19 rebounds on the afternoon.
Bluegrass State is getting quite a player. Nyla Harris, I can see her setting the Yum Center on fire.
Yeah, talking to Coach about her, it's not only is she a great player, but she's a great student of the game. She eats, sleeps basketball. He says, you know, there's certain players you don't have to coach because they just want to be around it all the time. That's Nyla Harris. She beats me to practice on some days, he says. It's like waiting at the door for me to open it up. Let's go, Coach. You're a little late today.
Really does make your job easy as a coach.
He just shakes his head and smiles. He said, oh, boy, if I had five of these, be the state title every year. But
what do you mean, state title every year? I mean,
they're here every year now. 3 in a row. They're a minute 57 seconds away from 3 straight in the 6th. Bounces off the foot of Schnell. Schnell with a little show and go and puts it up and in. The senior with 2 more for her on the afternoon. Another turnover.
Turnovers.
Schnell wants more.
Schnell with that basket.
Leading scorer this afternoon for Calvary Christian. 17 points for her on the afternoon. She got a quick 4. Francis Liffey's going to check in. Camilla DePool Masonette will head out along with Alicia Carter for the Highlanders. Liffey played a few minutes in the semifinal win. There's a 3 on the way, excuse me, it was 2. Stepped on the line was Samiyah Briggs, who just has not been able to get it going here this afternoon.
You know, she's had flashes of maybe breaking out of the slump, but has not had a lot of clean looks this afternoon either.
No, the Highlanders have done a great job recognizing who they needed to be on. Godbolt, and here comes Nyla Harris for 2 more. At 23 and 19 on the afternoon. A rebound away from a 20-20 day in the state final. Now Gagnon draws the foul.
Team 10.
10th team foul on Lake Highland. Jocelyn Gagnon, just a sophomore, averaged over 10 points a game. Best free throw shooter on the team at 85%. You got to give the Eagles a lot of credit. Had a great run. Had not lost a game since December 29th on their way into their first ever appearance in the state championship game in 4A. Maybe a silver medal hanging around your neck at the end of the day, but you remember the run to get here, and George Adams has done a great job as well.
And nothing to hang your heads about if you're Calvary Christian. Hey, look at Nyla Harris still coaching up her teammates up by 20. Game almost over.
I think you got to remember too, partner. Oh, there's only 2 teams in the state that can get here at the end of the day, the end of the year.
And only one can win. You're absolutely correct.
Elizabeth Schnell. 20 points for her on the day. Coming up on the final 30 seconds. And that one up and in for Nyla Harris. 20th rebound, 25th point. 25 and 20. Just punch the card and go to work.
What a day for this young lady.
A chance to add to it. "26 points, 20 rebounds for the senior on her way to Louisville, Nyla Harris. Gagnon for 3. Gator stuffed by Harris. Samiyah Briggs tried to go over Harris, who collects another rebound. Give her 21.
What? That was 10-second call?
I did not see that.
I think it was a 10-second call.
It was.
Checking into the game for Lake Eagles, number 0, Nyla Clark.
Nyla Clark checks back in for the Eagles, the sophomore.
Also checking in number 12, Ayon Lewis.
Ayon Lewis checks back in, the freshman. They're really excited about her. Number 12, talking to Coach Adams about her. And now comes Nyla Harris. That's the ovation that you hear, along with Sierra Godbolt. Gets a hug from Coach Honor.
2 seniors on this ball club.
playing in their final high school game and leaving the floor as a state champ. 26 points, 21 rebounds for number 22. As we've got the final seconds winding down on this one. And congratulations to Coach Al Honor making a three-peat for the Lady Highlanders of Lake Highland Prep, who have defeated Calvary Christian 75-57.
Really turning it on and refocusing in the second half. Lady Highlanders just pulling to be a little too much today for the Calvary Christian Academy Eagles.
6th state title in school history and the 3rd straight state championship. And I'll tell you, as much as Nyla Harris deserves credit for this one, with the game that Alicia Carter had, she got the 3-ball going in the second half, and then Lexi Blue, who we also previewed before the start of this, those three were the three-headed monster, and the Eagles in the second half just had no answer for them.
Just too much inside presence, too much size, too many shots made for the Highlanders.
And it all started by getting it going on the post, as you pointed out, partner. I always respect your coaching ability, and you called it out early. Start dumping it in. It opened up so much of the Highlanders' offense, and they took it from there.
Very easy to coach from the sidelines, my friend.
You can't lose a job from here, okay?
Congratulations once again to your 2022 FHSAA 4A state champion and Coach Al Honor, Lake Highland Prep Highlanders.
He has done a tremendous job with this program. Not one, not two, but 3 straight state championships. That is impressive in itself. It's hard enough to get here and win one, but to win 3 years in a row, that's a whole nother story.
Absolutely.
They are. A happy bunch of ladies here in Lakeland this afternoon. Yep, there is. Tell them, Nyla Harris. Tell them how many rings you got. That's right. Show them those fingers. 3. Lexi Blue, Sierra Godbolt, all big reasons for the win. And for the Eagles, you're leaving with a silver medal, but you're also leaving on the best season in the history of Calvary Christian Academy. This is their first loss since December 29th. And a huge winning streak to get here, and you give them a lot of credit. Knocked off Bishop Kenny. A lot of people thought that Bishop Kenny would be here in the state finals. Nope. George Adams' squad knocked them off, beat them by 8, brought a 13-game winning streak in, and congratulations to them. As we mentioned, that's a silver medal around your neck, but it's a gold medal season for Calvary Christian Academy. As your final score from Lakeland this afternoon, 75-57. The Lake Highland Prep Lady Highlanders, a three-peat with their 3rd straight state championship and the 6th in the school's history. 75-57, your final. Glad you could join us this afternoon. For Andrick Frazier, I'm Mike Aarons. Thanks for watching the 4A Girls State Championship here on Spectrum Sports.
First, we recognize the players and coaches of the 2022 Class 4A State Runner-Up Team. The Fort Lauderdale Calvary Christian Academy Lady Eagles and their head coach, George Adams. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 Class 4A State Runners-Up, Calvary Christian Lady Eagles. And now we recognize the players and coaches of the 2022 Class 4A and back-to-back-to-back state champions, the Lake Highland Prep Lady Highlanders, and Coach Al Honor. We invite everyone to hang around for the Class 5A Championship coming up next. Featuring the Bishop Moore Lady Hornets as the visitors against the American Heritage Lady Patriots as the home team, starting at 3 o'clock. The City of Lakeland, Polk County Schools, and the Florida High School Athletic Association thank you for your attendance at today's game. I am your public address announcer, Terrell Webb, wishing everyone a good afternoon.